There's no shortage of bucket list destinations in the U.S., and summer is a great time to get out and explore some of them. Whether that means a beach retreat or a hiking trip, the options for warm weather travel are endless. Bing sent us exclusive data on the most searched for U.S. destinations during the months of June, July, August, and September in 2017. We then used this data to compile a list of hot American summer travel spots. Stay tuned to see the places you should be booking now. Savannah, Georgia. Savannah evokes a strong sense of southern charm. There's not a sidewalk in the city that isn't shaded by trees dripping in Spanish moss, and its many squares are a great place to sit on a bench and people watch. Wander the historic district on foot, or take a carriage ride, and be sure to stop at places like the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist and the Owens Thomas House. Forsyth Park and Wormslow Plantation are two other must-sees in the area. San Diego, California. A SoCal must-see, San Diego has the tendency to seem more like a paradise than a city. Boasting an ideal climate all year round, the city has gorgeous summer temperatures that typically hover in the 70s. It's the perfect weather to hit the beach or explore spots like Balboa Park and the famous San Diego Zoo, which has been voted the #1 zoo in the world. Boston, Massachusetts. A great destination for history buffs. Boston's cobblestone streets and picturesque brick landmarks like the Faneuil Hall and the Old State House look like they're straight out of the 19th century. Spend some time wandering around the lovely Boston Common, and be sure to head to Fenway Park to catch a Red Sox game. Tennessee. Memphis music history runs deep. It was not only the birthplace of Elvis, but the city also produced some of the most iconic blues, soul, and rock and roll classics we know and love today. Elvis' former home, now known as Graceland, is a must-visit, as well as Sun Studio, the recording studio where many a hit was recorded. Washington. Seattle is a seaport city and the largest city in America's Pacific Northwest region. Coffee fanatics can visit the first Starbucks in the country here. Other points of interest include the Space Needle for the best views of the city, and of course Pike Place Market, one of the oldest continually operated farmers markets in the U.S. Austin, Texas. You might not think of Austin as a big city per se, but it's actually the fastest growing large city in the U.S. It's also a haven for good food, especially barbecue. Dedicate one of your mornings afternoons to waiting in the outrageously long line at Franklin's, which has been deemed by many one of the best BBQ spots in the country. Because temperatures often reach the 90s in the summer months, be sure to take a dip in Barton Springs Pool or paddleboard in Lady Bird Lake or Lake Austin. San Francisco, California. Ideal for both city dwellers and nature lovers, San Francisco is known for its proximity to the beautiful Muir Woods as well as for landmarks like the iconic Golden Gate Bridge and the charming row of historic Victorian homes known as the Painted Ladies. Cruise the city's hilly terrain on an old cable car, and be sure to head to the Fisherman's Wharf for some of the country's best seafood. New Orleans, Louisiana. Although some would argue that New Orleans is a city best visited during Mardi Gras, there's something to be said for going during off-season when there's still just as much to see, eat, and do, but far fewer crowds. Start at least one of your days with bagnettes and a café au lait from Café du Monde, then head to the French Quarter for stunning architecture and Jackson Square for the iconic St. Louis Cathedral. Spend your evening on Bourbon Street, experiencing some of the best jazz clubs New Orleans has to offer. Chicago, Illinois. There's no better time to visit Chicago than in the summer. Free from the bitterly cold temperatures that plagued the city in the winter, Chicago comes alive in the warmer months. Visitors can spend the day at Oak Street Beach or enjoy a Chicago-style hot dog and a Cubs game at the iconic Wrigley Field. Navy Pier is a fun spot for a stroll, and the Willis Tower skydeck lets you hover above the city while enclosed in glass. Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston is a port city that, like Savannah, is emblematic of the southern charm that Northerners love to get a taste of when traveling. Located along South Carolina's coast, the city is brimming with historical landmarks like Magnolia Plantation and Gardens, Rainbow Row, and Boone Hall. Military buffs will want to head to Patriots Point to explore a retired naval submarine, destroyer, and aircraft, while outdoorsy types will love Folly Beach and Waterfront Park. Orleans, a mecca for both the environmentally conscious and beer lovers, Portland boasts plenty of microbreweries, bike routes, and parks. Those looking to enjoy the outdoors can explore Washington Park, which boasts both the Japanese Garden and the Oregon Zoo, while travelers looking for a good scare can head to the allegedly haunted Pittock Mansion. Nashville, Tennessee. Nicknamed Music City, USA, Nashville is a hub for live music performances, and more specifically, country music. Those who love the genres should plan on taking a trip to the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. Home to schools like Belmont and Vanderbilt, the city is brimming with bars that give it a fun, college town vibe. Don't leave without enjoying a night out at one of the many honky-tonks, like Tootsie's Orchid Lounge, that Nashville is known for. California. Those looking for a more authentic city experience in Southern California should head to Los Angeles. There are plenty of opportunities for a celeb sighting, and movie buffs will definitely want to plan a visit to Universal Studios, known as the entertainment capital of Los Angeles. Griffith Observatory offers a chance to escape the hustle and bustle and see the city basin from above. Las Vegas, Nevada. Sin City is a place that should be on every traveler's bucket list. Despite the fact that some claim it's a tourist trap, the Strip is Las Vegas' premier nightlife spot, offering everything from high-end restaurants to casinos and rowdy nightclubs. Big-name hotels like the Bellagio are everywhere, making this a fun destination for bachelor or bachelorette parties, or even big birthday milestones. Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Best known as the home of Dollywood, Pigeon Forge is another music destination that also offers visitors a glimpse into the history of gospel music thanks to the Southern Gospel Museum. The resort town is a good home base for those looking to hike in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which is just a short 5-mile drive from Pigeon Forge. New York. New York. You'll never run out of things to do in New York City. There's truly something for everyone here, from world-class museums like the Met to the many paths of Central Park to some of the best dining the country has to offer. First-time visitors should reserve some time to check out prime sites like Times Square, the Brooklyn Bridge, and the Top of the Rock, but local favorites like the West Village and Prospect Park shouldn't be ignored either.